Okay.
And I am I'm remembering the first time I bought the album, like Dark and Hell is Hot, came out in
Right.
1998.
Yeah.
Man, I lied so much to get that $18.99.
What you mean, to your parents? To who? Okay. All
I'm
right. So wait a minute. How old are you?
35.
Okay. See, I'm 11 years older than you.
Yeah.
So like I think my son was either on the way or here whenever that came out. So I could, you know what I mean? Like I could have chicks at the house, whatever. Like you know what I mean?
Man, I was still asking for permission to stay up past 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
But the mother of my children, she loved that album. I liked it. You know what I mean? But I mean, you know, you gotta think of, I mean, different time.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I did like it. I liked I really liked How's It Going Down. I really like that. And I see the big thing for me with Get At Me Dog, even though I love Get At Me Dog, was the fact that was an EPMD joint to me. I was there, like my sister actually worked. I was too young to work. I couldn't even get a working permit at the time. My sister bought that album in 88.
Yeah.
The EPMD Strictly Business album. She bought that. She bought Don't Be Cruel. She bought Dana Dane with Fame because she worked whatever. But I listened to that stuff way more than she did. She would be looking for her tapes. You know what I'm saying? It would be in my Walkman, and I, you know what I mean? Or so, you know what I mean? But so, Get the Bozak, that's what Get At Me Dog's beat is. So I did love it, but it was like, okay.
See, it's all about perspective.
Right, exactly. And yeah, because it touches your nostalgia. Whatever touches your nostalgia is gonna resonate with you a whole lot more.
Yes.
Because in fact, it's a time machine, bro.
It is, man.
It takes you right back to whatever moment. I don't care. Like a lot of them songs where I got my heart broke when I was a little cat. Them songs take me right back to that moment. You know what I mean? I don't feel that way anymore, but I have an appreciation for the song because like they talking to me.
Yes. Like that album was the first album I had bought on my own.
Yeah.
Like myself.
Yeah.
I think my sister took me to the mall here in Statesville when it was popping back then.
Yeah. Now it's a small. Like, I don't even yeah, man.
It kept all the L's.
Yeah, right.
Kept all the L's.
Yeah.
The M and the A is gone.
Yeah.
But we went in there, went to the record store, and I had to sit, where the water fountains are right outside the record store.
Yeah.
I had to sit in that little spot and let my sister go in because you had to be over 18 to buy it.
Right. And like if you was hanging on, they probably be like, wait a minute. That's like, somebody like an older person buying you cigarettes. Like
yes.
Yeah. So you remember all right, so I remember I don't remember what year the mall was built. I was real small. It was in the 70s though. I was born in 74. So I don't remember when it was built, but I remember the first time I went there. And I was like, wow, because all the fountains and everything was going.
Yes.
It was popping, all the stores. It was like, I don't know, where JCPenney was. There was a store right beside that used to be Spain Hours. That wasn't Hills yet. Not Hills or whatever it was.
Pebbles? Peoples?
Peoples. It became Peoples later. Yeah, it became Peoples later. But that was Spain Hours. That was a store called Spain Hours. It was like really kind of I felt like it was kind of an upscale, it was a little pricey. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But that went away, And Chick-fil-A was in the mall. Did you know that?
Yes, Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. In fact, they just made it a red and white wall, like because it was right there.
Yeah, it was right there.
Yeah. They just they just drywalled over that and made it white and red like Chick-fil-A, like a Chick-fil-A tombstone. Like
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What in the world? I mean, that was. Man, I'm trying to think because my mom used to shop in them high-priced stores that never had anything on sale.
Yeah, nah.
Never had anything on sale. I mean, they had the petting store in there. We used to go in the petting store
all the time.
And
I used to be like, man, but I ain't spending that for no dog. Because I mean, you gotta realize, like, when back then, I'll probably get crucified for this, but back then, we used to keep our dogs on the chain, like outside, like we didn't.
And that's where they were. I didn't know dogs were in-house things until I got like older. I was just like, y'all let the dog in the house.
Yeah, like, right. You like potty train.
Stay.
Yeah. Whenever it poop in the house, people would take magazines. So I knew a few people that had inside dogs, especially people my dad knew. I've been bit 4 times in my life, and my first bite came from a little house dog, a poodle.
Yeah.
It chased me down and bit me on the ankle. I'm the dog antichrist dog. So, you know what I mean? Like I'm not afraid of them, but it seemed like every time I got comfortable, they was like, nah.
They was like, nope.
Yeah, remember us.
Yep.
Right. Exactly. So
I got dog. We have a dog, but I'm still, that's just not, it just ain't my thing.
So why do you have it? Do you have it because?
Oh, I have it because of her. It's her dog.
Okay.
I'll just be like, and I know what happens with pounds and stuff. So I just, I'm kind of on the fence. It's like, I don't need to have one, but I know what happens when they leave.
Yeah,
so
right.
I'll be like, cool, that's fine. But when she be like, let's get another one or a cat, something, I'll be like, nah.
I've always been. I don't prefer having pets. I don't want fish. I don't want hamsters, ferrets, gerbils, nothing. But we had dogs, but our dogs were slaves. Our dogs were outside on the chain, and we took food to them. That's how it was when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? And like I wasn't even crazy about that. Like doing that, it was my job.
Yes,
but I wasn't even crazy about doing that. Yeah. And so when I got older, and I was in my late teens, and my parents would go to Harrisburg every other year, for our reunion. They would come down one year, and we would go up the other year. I'd be like, I'd be like, y'all better get somebody to feed these dogs. Y'all gonna come back. It's gonna be skeletons on the chain. Like.
People don't understand. Feeding a dog back then was like a task.
Yeah.
A task.
Yeah. And then it was nasty eating it. Like, nah, I'm good. Like I'm not for cruelty to animals, so don't nobody Mike Vick me. I know some of y'all out there like really, but I'm saying I don't have a pet because I don't do that. Like, you know what I mean? To me, it's another mouth to feed that ain't human.
Yes, it's another mouth to feed that ain't bringing no type of income in.
Yeah.
It ain't like I'm tucking you in your bed or we playing cards or something. No. You are a dog. What are you talking about?
You sniffing out them winning Powerball numbers. Like, it ain't like you really doing nothing for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need Scooby-Doo, but Scooby-Doo or Dynamite or something in order to, you know what I mean?
Yes, I need something exciting. You gotta do something. Exactly. Are you in commercials? Or something, but
I gotta get something out of a player. But back to what was we was getting back to I was gonna ask about. All right, so at first the name of the record store in the mall was the Record Bar, and then it became something else. Then it became Turtles.
Yes. Yeah. And then after that, it was golly. What? I'm trying to remember.
Hold on. It's almost like a warlike word. I can't remember the name though, but I know whatever. After that, it became empty.
Oh gosh. I mean, it was a great place to get tapes, CDs, and records.
Yeah, right.
Go in there and get records, and me and my sister would go in there, and you just start from A and just work.
Armada, dude. Armada.
Wow.
Armada.
Wow.
Yeah, like the Spanish Armada. I said it was a word, but I couldn't remember what it was, but it's Armada. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you just run your finger down each one.
Yeah.
Just go down the list. And then over in the corner, like as things would progress, you get like the DVDs and the Smack DVDs.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, like at the end, near the end, when they was on life support, you know what I mean? They would have like people's mixtapes in there and stuff.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
I went in there. I think I bought Can't Ban the Snowman from there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Saigon. I was listening to Saigon back then.
Wow. But yeah, I got I don't know if you know this guy. His name is Bryce Reese.
Not that I know him.
All right. He doesn't rap so much anymore. He does a singing thing. It's called the Broad Pickups. That's the name of his singing group now.
Oh, okay.
But he's a rapper, and he did some mixtapes back in the day. You know, Art Entertainment Volume 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I saw his tape. I mean his CD in there, and my classmate Chris Warren. Shout out to Chris Warren. He was in there, and he told me about it. You know, he said Bryce was the freestyle champion, I think around Greenville, somewhere. I can't remember where. Yeah. But I bought that CD, and when I heard it, you know, it had skits and everything. It's really well done. This is Volume 3. That's right. Fun. Yeah. But two dudes that I knew was on it. Like, I didn't even know they had linked up with him. Like, he lived down the road from one of my homeboys. His name is Lance Knotts. That's the guy that I rap with now. And another dude named Sean Hayes. They was on that mixtape. And you know what I'm saying?
Wow, Sean Hayes.
So you know Sean Hayes, right.
Grip tight.
Yeah, Grip Tight.
Yep,
See, right. So before that, they were like Dynasty. No, not Dynasty. What was it? I can't remember. They had a group before that, and they brought out like a little cassette. It was pressed. I don't know if they did it at Disc Makers. You know, Disc Makers was doing cassette tapes way back.
Oh yes.
But they was on that first, and then I think they went to Grip Tight after that. And then I think Grip Tight had pretty much disbanded by the time they did Volume 3. But I wound up being on Volume 4. I got close to that situation because I was like, this is nice. You know what I'm saying?
I knew Sean from Mitchell whenever I started going there.
Yeah.
And we were down playing pool, and it was like some kind of community event, and I was, you know, he was rapping or whatnot. He's like, man, come up here and freestyle and stuff like that. And I was like, I was like 18 years old. Man, I never freestyle before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was the first time I actually got into music or knew somebody who could just flow. And I was him and Dice, Trey Arms, both of them back to back. It was at that young age, man. That's crazy.
He actually filmed a music video, "Live That Life," on the campus. A lot of it was on the campus of Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
You ever see the video, "Live That Life"?
Not that I know of.
Live That Life. It's you look up Kincaid, Kincade. I think Kincaid Lived That Life, and he recorded. You as soon as you look at it, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's Mitchell. Like a lot of it, you know what I'm saying? And at the end, he doing his little soccer stuff. You know, you're a soccer head. Did you know that?
That's all he would talk about.
Football.
All he would talk about. He was the only person I knew that was wearing like Emirates or however you say it. Those soccer jerseys. I was like, man, I know Pele. That's about it.
Yeah. I know. I knew Freddie Adu. I mean, it was a failed experiment, but I remember him.
Gosh. Yeah. Freddie Adu.
Yeah. They put him in too early, man. He wasn't ready.
No, he was playing at like 12 years old.
Yeah. It ain't, you know what I mean? But sometimes, you know, you gotta let a kid be a kid, man.
All the failed experience.
Yeah.
Speaking of failed experiments, do you have any artists that you know that made that one song that made you cringe? Like Nas with "You Owe Me" with Genuine, like something like that.
Well, I was like that with not "You Owe Me," but Uchiwali, like.
Oh
yeah. I was like, nah, man. And see, like, still, I was watching where he was doing an interview. Like, Stillmatic kind of brought him back from that because he did Hot Boys too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did.
The remix. He was on the remix. Mm-hmm.
The Escobar thing, and it was just kind of like, you know what I mean? I understand people trying to evolve and everything, but when he made Stillmatic, that kind of brought him back. You know, he had the Jay-Z disc. He had Rewind. You know what I mean? It's a really nice album. I'm like, okay, please.
Thank you. Thank you for coming back.
Don't be on that flashy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that was crazy. But you know, there were people that liked it. You know, he had his audience and females definitely. I just never that was never my thing, man. Like,
that's like that third song that comes out. You be like, that first one, yes.
Yeah.
Second one, yes. Here comes the third one. Oh, it's gonna be an R&B track. they come at it. It's like, oh man, here we go.
I be thinking like who, if A&Rs, I don't know who it is this in charge of that type thing.
Because a lot of times happening.
Yeah. Because you don't choose, like if you want under a record contract like back then or whatever.
Oh yeah, you
didn't choose your singles. You can say you wanted the single to be, but ultimately the hammer dropped somewhere else because they trying to recoup their money.
Oh yes.
So yeah. So what are they gonna like? But see, it would have been hard for me because none of that stuff would have been on the album. And plus, my dad was smart. Like I never would have signed my life away. My dad would have been like, "Nah, we gonna get somebody to look at that." You know what I mean? But I had my dad. Now me, if it was just me there, I'd probably have been like, "Yo," you know what I mean? But my dad would have been, "Oh nah, son." Yeah. Or he'd have been right there. I mean, like, nah. My dad was an avid reader. He knew people got taken to the cleaners. He just knew. Mm-hmm. So it might have even been a situation where, like, son, you ain't gonna sign nothing. You just won't even be that.
Yes.
Because you'll regret it. You know what I'm saying? You'll be a slave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Next thing you know, you on a flight somewhere and staying at somebody's house for 2 months in some city you ain't never been on, or let's take a tour. Come back different.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? And then plus I wasn't really the drug guy. I have to tell you personally off the air, an experience I had that kept me from dabbling in that much longer. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
me.
Yeah. So I had a bad experience back in 95. And they pretty much, I graduated high school in 93. I had experience in 95. So it put me, you know, I was good after that. You know what I mean? So
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I wasn't a drug guy. I wasn't gonna be doing that. Yeah. You know? So I don't know if that even would have been the life I wanted. Cause you know, I love my family. Like I really loved my family.
Yeah.
You know? And then by the time I was 23, Kimari was born. That's my oldest son. He 20, man, he about to be 23 this month.
Wow.
Yeah, he was born and it was by him at that point. Now I still rapped and everything.
Yeah.
But you know, I didn't really want that life, even though I was a good lyricist. Like I won't even say good. I'm better than good. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Come on now.
Yeah. I'll say that. Yeah. But it's nothing that I would have wanted for myself, to be honest. You know, and then I hear some of the stories like from way back. I don't even want that problem. You know, people got a problem with you, and I wasn't gonna have no problem with nobody. Like I wasn't gonna have a problem with anybody. I just want to make my music, perform.
Yes.
And maybe get on the sticks after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So, but so I'm trying to think. All right. I want to say this real quick just to get it this up before I forget. So let's get to the questions.
Okay. Well, as far as a top 5, I would say a top 5 that you like to listen to.
Right. Yeah. That makes
nobody. It's like when I'm putting my headphones on a random Wednesday, where am I going?
Right.
You know, most times you don't go to a specific album. Sometimes you just go to a specific song because that's where you know you're going. So who are those people that you're always going back to no matter what?
Yeah, like Voice to Atlantis. I'll always come back to you. Yeah, right, exactly. All right, so actually there is one album I do come back to a lot. You know what I mean? And that's Black on Both Sides by Mos Def.
Okay.
I do that a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
But now there's a little bit of explanation behind that. So back in late 90s or whatever, you know, whenever, you know, Biggie was coming on and, you know, it was a lot of exuberance, extravagance, a lot of Cristal and all that. I wasn't in none of that. I was like, nah. Like some of my homeboys.
The pre-backpack era. Backpack era. Like that conscious, common, Mos Def, Talib, Kweli.
I was that.
Sorta. Yeah.
I was more like that. So whenever everybody else was doing the bad boy and the flashy, you know, I went that it didn't resonate with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It didn't resonate with me at all. So I went more like the raucous route. Like you know what I mean? I went more like that route. You know, your Pharoah Monches, your Black Stars, you know what I mean? I went with Reflection Eternal. You know, some people who weren't signed to them, but I was more about the lyricism. Like, you know, early 90s, you know, like, you know, Wu-Tang, you know, and then how they bombarded you know, with the singles, with the solo projects. After the fact, I was more that. So whenever Biggie and them came on, and you had the Tracy Lees, I don't know, there's a song called The Anthem. You remember the song? And everywhere that my crew go, you know, heard that?
Everywhere that my down, down.
Yeah. That was actually,
wow.
you know they actually copied a Schoolhouse Rock song.
I knew it.
Yeah, I know their
nouns.
I
knew it.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like, you know, that was more like a party jam or whatever, and it was cool, but I didn't really get into all that type stuff either. I was gonna be more your Keith Murray, more your Redman.
Oh wow,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, you know, when they would play that stuff, you know, I didn't say anything. I didn't have a car at the time, so I had to roll however it was. But they'd be like, "Yo, man, you on that whatever?" I'm like, "Nah, not really." You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, I'm like, and that's when I had the biggest epiphany in the world back then. I was like, man. And this is kind of like been my credo since then, because I almost got into an argument with a cat on A&T's campus because I wasn't a Tupac fan.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah. I mean, he went shell. Like, I'll say that for the next one. But I have to tell that story. But it got serious. Like, I was like, yo. But I realized after that, you know, I was like, you don't get to choose what you like.
Exactly.
Yeah, it chooses you.
Yeah, if you like this, like when you can cut out all the distractions and put on and mess around, and the autoplay go to something else. Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're listening to something, you're feeling it. Yeah, you don't get to choose that.
Yeah. It chooses you.
That comes
now. You know, and sometimes, you know, the radio, which I ain't listened to the radio now. How long?
But it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a very, like, maybe a decade. It's been a while.
I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't really you know, if I'm riding with somebody and that's their thing, you know, I don't say nothing. Yeah. But like, you know, sometimes the radio can play a song so much. This is not subject to happen to me now, but can play a song so much that it grows on you. You know what I'm saying? But you didn't choose that either. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So it's no choice. So when people get into these like heated debates about it and like be like, man, you crazy. Like, no, he's not crazy. He's him. Not. Yeah, he's him. Like, whatever that is. Yes. That's why, you know, I always put the caveat in like, well, it ain't for me, but you know what I mean? Yes. Do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's wild that you would say that, because people go so far on like top 5s and top 10s, and it's just like, I like this song because when I was 11 and my aunt died or something like that, next thing you know, this is the song that I connected with. And it's just like, that's why people hold on to that stuff so much. And I just think about all the time that we have wasted on like arguing top 5s as far as what you like to listen to, like what makes your blood start pumping, what takes your mind to another place.
Right. And, you know, and those conversations should be more like you get your top 5 and then somebody else and then you move on, instead of
let's exchange.
You like that? Like,
it's like back, like there was a time like when I started getting into the mixtapes. I'm a big Lupe Fiasco fan.
Lyrical fan. Dude. Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. That was me. I was in the back of the car trying to get the plug up to the front to be like, y'all want to listen? Y'all want to listen to this Touch the Sky mixtape? Like, Lupe, the dude, the kick push, the skateboard guy. I'd be like, yes.
You don't want to check this Unforgettable Youth out? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, come on. You don't want to listen. You don't want to listen to Dumb It Down one more time. Yeah,
one more time.
I'll be like, oh, that's the stuff that pushed me like on the other side. Like, I already knew. In high school, I was listening to Music Soul Child, where everybody else was listening to Bling Bling. So I already knew what was up. There was nothing I could do.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I understand that, and you know what I mean, but it's like I never now, mind you, being a rapper early, there were people in the city who also rapped, and they were like 4 or 5 years older than me. Yeah. Now my young energy, you know what I mean, because some of them actually was like, yo, man, you know, we ought to do something together. And I was like, y'all whack though. Like, you know what I mean? But like in hindsight, I should have done it. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, because we were in Statesville, we had nothing going on, like no reason to have that like elitist attitude, because they
separation.
They clearly had the people who felt what they were doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, like they, you know, some of the songs that I was asked to get on, I was like, this is trash.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I actually did do it a couple times and put my spin on it. It was like a challenge. You know what I mean? Because when I found myself struggling to write to something, it was like, okay, well, I don't want this to be my ceiling.
Yes.
So instead of breaking my neck on the ceiling, I want to bust through.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So, you know, I took it as a personal challenge, you know, to even no matter what it was on or what it was about, I would put my little spin on it. Like I was asked to do a strip club song, right? And like, to me, I was against the strip club. Like, I ain't gonna spend my hard-earned money, you know,
give it away.
Yeah. You know what I mean? For something you can catch on Cinemax later.
I can't go back home with less money. That doesn't sound right. It didn't
make any sense for me. But you know, but I was asked to do a song, and it was actually an R&B song. We did a mixtape called Super Friends Volume 1 way back. I forget what year it was. But I actually went to the strip club with my friends, like they drugged me there. You know, I wrote it from that perspective because that's what they would have had to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they drugged me there. And then I got, you know, I was looking, I started seeing, you know, the ladies, and I kind of got like into the whole atmosphere a little bit. And then, you know, so I'm like, I wind up spending money, but at the end, it was money I printed on my desk jet. So, so I put my thing on it. So I still kind of rebelled against the strip club.
Yes.
Even though, you know what I mean? So
I think that story right there it's a good learning model for people who either get trapped in the matrix or trap your own self in the matrix, because you've heard so many things. You're from here, so you can only talk about this. You're there from there, so you can't talk about that. When you're able to evolve the way you write, the way you think, like that song, you were able to put yourself in another. You can be someone else while still being yourself at the same time.
Right.
If you ain't lying about it, if you
I know that's what I'm saying. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Dude, you know what's crazy about what you just said? I say the same thing. I was like, you know,
if you're telling the truth.
If you're telling the truth, what difference does it make?
What difference does it make?
Yeah, right. I say that all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, you a hater. You ain't no hater if you really don't like it, unless you lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you like that. If you like that's some trash, but you secretly like it, you a hater. You know, that's the only time though. But if you truly, what did Common say? If I don't like it, I don't like it. That don't mean that I'm hating.
I mean, if that's not my thing, that's not my thing. Right, if I went to the club with $5, then I actually went to the club with $5.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way it is. But I think a lot of people get trapped in that, especially with the writing process, because as you know, excuse me, writer's block is mostly, if not all, just right here.
Yeah, right.
Because it's like when your lady comes to you and says, "How do I look?" Right?
Yeah.
And you have 45,000 things you could go through, so you start skipping over stuff. Yeah. Baby, look fine. What were all the 10 answers before that you skipped over?
Because a very benign.
You're trying to,
you know what I'm saying?
You're trying to figure it out, and you're like, all right, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. Okay, I may write this, but those 4 things that you passed over are something that you should put on paper. Look at it. It might go with what you want. Like,
right, and it might be better than your whittled down overthought thing that you did at that point. You know what I mean?
I'm just going to try to make it rhyme, or if this line doesn't rhyme with this rhyme, then my bar is not right. It's just like, come on, that's not. Everybody doesn't write like that, rap like that. The beats aren't always like that. There's so many flows you can pick and go from.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
A lot of things. I know a mistake that I made for a long time. I wrote my first rhyme when I was 12. I'm 46 now, so that gives you an idea. You know what I mean? I wrote my first rhyme when I was 12, and what I did was, being that I was a like AB student, you know, mostly A student though. My grammar, and plus my dad was like a really big grammar dude. Like, you know, he said, hey, I just wanted to ask you something. He's like, ask? You cutting down trees? You know what I'm saying? He's like, it's ask. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I would like really stress over the V's, the is's, the A's. When I learned as I got older, you can leave those out and people's brains fill that in.
Fill those in. They fill it in.
Yeah. They automatically know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? You know, you ain't gotta say you ain't gotta say, you know, they know. It's like
when you're just saying South. Yeah. We living down in the South getting you know it's South. You know right. It is. It connects every single time.
Yeah, every single time. So I was a real technical guy when it came to that. But I had to get over that though, you know? And I actually had a battle one time, and lyrically I felt like I won. Like I felt like it wasn't even close, but the crowd was with old boy. And I had to accept that.
Yes.
They weren't wrong unless they were lying. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, mind you, he came to me after the fact and was like, yo, man, I don't know what they was listening to. But what I heard was, but it didn't matter. He wasn't the crowd.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yes.
Yeah, he wasn't the crowd. They was on that. They was on killing 20,000 people that night for some reason. So, you know. You know what I mean?
Got my gun so big.
Yeah, that's why I can't watch like smack battles and stuff. I can't.
Is it rough now? Is it rough now?
It's always. I need you to do something different than, you know, I cock the mat back and make you slack back. I can't do that for however many rounds, you know what I mean? And I peel you, you know what I'm saying? And conceal, you know what I mean? I pull that stick out, you know. It's like, nah, man, all y'all ain't doing that. Cause you made it here tonight to the battle.
You made it.
You're not doing that. You know what I'm saying?
There's 4 police cars outside, just making sure nobody breaks into you.
Off-duty cops is at the door, son. Like you ain't caught that many bodies and all that other. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to hear that. You know, if you caught a body, somebody jumped off a balcony. You know what I mean? Gosh. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can't listen to like an hour of that.
It's tough.
I need the metaphors. I mean, the metaphors are in there, but it's all like kill, kill, kill. Like if I hear another gun metaphor, I'll probably throw up.
I gotta say, it leads me to a good point. I was we got a rental car like a couple years back.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I was able to play music in the car from my phone. So I was like, man, I want to play this song real quick. Yeah, the Bluetooth. First time.
Yeah, right.
So I was like, shoot, let me connect this. So I drive to the store and I'm listening to what is it? Cat Be Coming. Bird coming.
Doodle Brown.
Yes.
Doodle Brown.
So I'm listening to that and I'm blasting it. And I'm riding down the road. Man, I'm going down Greenbrier and I'm listening to the words and I'm just like, I say, oh no. Oh gosh, no. Oh, no. And I'm counting up when was I listening to this? Like 7, 8, 9, maybe. And I'm just thinking to myself, nah, can't do it. Can't do it.
See, I never liked booty music. I never did. Like, you know, people like, yo, you know, because my homeboys, you know what I'm saying? They'd be like, yo, man, you go to the club, da, da, da. I'm like, I don't care. I don't like it. I mean, you know what I mean? And I you know, I'm gonna have to get, you know, whenever we get to the part about the bars you like to recite, it's a bar about just that, like about how, you know, you're not choosing it, basically. You're choosing you. But it was never my thing. You know, and it's like, man, the girls want that. I said, man, yeah. But you know, I was always the type of guy when I got somebody that I dated, you know, or somebody that I was hollering, you know, well, I ain't gonna say holler, I ain't never hollered at anybody. It's always like merging with traffic. You know how you can get on the interstate, but you know what I mean? If you see a traffic jam, you can get right off.
Yes.
It was always like circle of friends, that type thing. You know what I mean? I never went up to a girl, no matter how fine she was, and was like, "Hey, how you doing? My name is so and so. I like to let me get my number." You don't know what you get into.
Yeah.
So I was never that guy. You know what I mean? So you see the booty music bring the girls out meant nothing to me.
Yeah.
Like absolutely nothing. Let me turn this ring light down a little bit. Boy, I feel like I got the corona on my face, boy. Not the coronavirus, the actual sun is corona.
That's wild because I don't know. I still remember songs from like way back, and I just think like there's no way like that was positive for me.
Yeah, nah.
Like, and see, no way, shape, or form like that. Just puts your mind in a mode, and you subconsciously.
I was about
download.
To say, yeah, you said I was gonna say the exact same thing.
You
I just didn't want to cut you off. Yeah, you don't know your subconscious mind does all of that, yo. Like it misses nothing, and it's just like it might as well be a holodeck, like from Star Trek.
It's next thing you know, hoes ain't this, hoes ain't that. Oh, man, I ain't mean to say that. Right. You think it. Exactly. A woman walks by, next thing you know, where you looking, how you thinking.
Yeah.
What you're thinking 5 minutes from now. Stuff like that I think about like often. So now when I'm putting words together, whether it's podcasting or music or poetry, I'm like, man, I want to watch what I say. I will say it the way I need to
say it right.
But there's enough words in the dictionary.
Yeah, well, I can do that. You know what I mean?
Enough words, like you said, just like you got on a strip club song, you got to be able to maneuver and evolve and expand your mind. Don't put yourself in such a box where you only have these amount of words that you can say, this amount of content that you can do. You can do more.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day,
you can do more.
You really, you like you said, you limit yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You limit yourself. So I remember like in certain collectives that I've been involved in, they be like, well, I think Bruner would sound good on this type of song. I'm like, don't do that. don't do that. Bruner can write about anything.
I can write anything. I
can do anything.
Just
you know what I mean? So don't
give me the beat, give me the whatever, and allow my mind to process what's going on, and literally you'll figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like, you know what I mean? This conversation has been so good. We've been all over the place. I'm going to finish my top 5.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. I always come back to Rakim, but that's, older. I'm a little older. Rakim, Mos Def, Yasin Bey, Nas, Pasta Noose, because I'm always playing De La Soul. And out of De La Soul, he's to me, he's a little more technically sound, even though I love Dave. I love both of them. But I find myself on Pasta Noose a little more. You know what I'm saying? And my last one is actually a product of North Carolina. His name is Fonte. He's part of Little Brother. I don't know. Yeah. Like, to me, that dude speaks to me. I'm a 40-some-year-old guy.
Album, they was
but it was grown man stuff.
He was.
You know what I'm saying?
Was. Woo.
Yeah, that was a grown man's album. Like I can relate to that.
Yes.
Like I can't relate to you. I can't relate to you calling me a window shopper, and I can't relate to you, telling me I'm poor the whole album. You know what I mean? Like I don't have value. I mean, it doesn't bother me. My parents loved me. Like they taught me I had value. So nothing anybody could say. I've even had family members that, kind of was negative towards me for whatever reason. You know what I mean? But it bothered me in the moment. But as soon as I got back to the crib, it was like, hey, boy, how you doing? How you day been? You know what I mean? You're good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like nobody could ever tear me down. So when I repel, you don't have this much money. You don't have, it's like, so? You know what I mean? Because it's movie stars that commit suicide. Yeah. They had all that. And die.
All the time.
You know what I mean? Just kill themselves because they're not happy. So I'm more about being happy. So that's my top 5. Rakim, Mos Def, Nas, Pasta Noose, and Fonte. And you know what? To be honest, I listen to Fonte a little more than all of them, to be honest with you. So that's in no particular order.
And even going off of that, since you got that fresh in your mind, what are the bars that you can't let go? Like or a verse or
Okay,
something
a
like that.
verse.
That you
A
just
verse.
like you know that's coming on. You can turn it down low and you can finish it like it's yours, like you
It's
wrote
a
it.
whole song, but it's short. All right, so on Fonte's last album, not the Little Brother album, the one before that, I think it's called No News Is Good News. I think that's the name of it. No News Is Good News. Before that, it was his album before that was, I think it's back in 08, not 08, 2011, I think. Charity Starts at Home, but I think the last one was No News Is Good News. So it's an album called So Help Me God. I can recite that whole song anytime, and I can't do it now because it's so profanity laden, and I teach elementary school. So, you know what I mean. But I know that whole joint. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard So Help Me God?
No, I don't think I have.
Okay. When you get a chance, listen to So Help Me God. You know what I mean?
On it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and type it in for myself.
Yeah. So it was something else too. It was so help me God. What did we say before that I said? I asked you if you heard. Can't remember what it was now.
It was on the album before that.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was now. But it was something. It was a song that I said that, and you said you hadn't heard. Oh, Live That Life. Sean Hayes. Yes. Kincaid, Live That Life.
Oh yeah, Kincaid.
Yeah. But so help me God. Like I'll give you some of the bars that you can say on Disney. You know what I mean? They say, all right, so it starts off like the beat drop like blink, 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 blink. They say they want bars, but it's unfounded. Because when they get bars, N-words be dumbfounded. You know what I mean? Like he started out like that.
Wow.
Yeah. You started out like that. He said, I'ma kill stuff. I'ma be a silent monster that will things that happen like I'm Tio Salamanca. I don't know if you ever watched what was the name of that? Breaking Bad?
No, I actually never watched that.
Okay, for anybody who's watched Breaking Bad, Tio Salamanca is the uncle who can't talk and is in the wheelchair but was a gangster. So I'ma be a silent monster that will stuff, he says, excrement, will stuff that happen like I'm Tio Salamanca.
See, that's what I like to hear. Yeah. That's what I like to hear. Those metaphors that hit all the way through the line. Like the whole line is a metaphor. Entendres all the way through.
He said, he was like dissing rappers at the end. He said, tiptoeing audio lap dances sounding like rap cancer metastasized. It's wrong, it's cruel, it's effing infanticide. Like, what?
See, that's when I knew. I knew you were here to give me something good.
Yeah.
You were here to
yeah.
Oh, see, that's the way I listen to stuff. Same, like there are verses of Lupe, Cole, matter of fact, Outkast, Art of Storytelling Part 4. Oh,
yeah,
my gosh, Art of Storytelling Part 4. I'm telling you, like it's like lyrics like that. When you go through a whole verse and you're just like, yep, that connects to that connects to that connects to that connects. Like I would remember like bars on bars on bars, and I could listen to what was that? I Can't Wait with Sleepy Brown and Andre 3K.
Yeah.
And they had a song back then, and it was a love song, but he was spitting the whole entire time. So that's all I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the cadence, the words, how you say it, when you say it, when people spell out words. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy too, because what I love about it, like a good verse, right? A good verse is like Christmas lights. Now I'm gonna tell you what I mean though.
Go ahead. When
you look at, and I don't mean the white classic Christmas lights. I mean the ones with a bunch of colors in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got some lights on a good set, or maybe a few sets of Christmas lights that's wrapped around a tree or a bush, right?
Yeah.
You got some that stay on the whole time. So you got those fans that's going to know every cultural reference that you say. And you got some that's going to light up on certain ones.
Yes.
So your Breaking Bad people hear Tio Salamanca, they're like, they light up.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you got some that's going to be lit up the whole time. You got some that's going to flash at certain points.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, they're like Christmas lights, man. You know what I mean? It's never boring. You know what I mean? The blinking kind. You know what I mean? So, and that metaphor just came out top of my head, matter of fact. You know what I mean? Like
now, even with that, how do you go about your own writing process?
All right. First off, like when I first started writing, you didn't have instrumentals to write to. We talking about, let's see, I was 12, 74. Yeah. In 19, I was 12 in 1986.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you didn't have ready access to instrumentals unless people had a B-side or a maxi single. Shout out to the maxi single. I know a lot of people might not know what that is, but that, like, you have a song on there about 5 different times, and it'd be different versions of it, and one of them be the instrumental. Yeah. Yes. So on a maxi single, but I mean, you rap to that, people automatically know what song it is you're listening to.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like that. People weren't making beats, like you couldn't do that. All you had was a lunch table, if that. And in 86, the lunch table wasn't popping all like that. That happened more when I was in junior high. Shout out to junior high. That's not middle school. That's not 6, 7, 8. Junior high is 7 and 8. But but it's 7, 8, and 9 initially. But ninth grade moved to the high schools before I got to junior high. But yeah, it used to be 7, 8, 9, and high school was 10, 11, 12. Facts. Anyway, so what I do is now, being that there's instrumentals everywhere, everybody rap, everybody make beats, right? So I'll hear the instrumental first, and I'll just close my eyes and see where it takes me. And I'll give you a good example of how I beat writer's block. I typically don't have writer's block now, like ever. There's a song I'm on called Humdrum, right? Mm-hmm. And he made the beat, and me and the dude was sitting there and writing it. We was writing it at the same time. Shout out to Lo-Fi Brown. He's the one that made the beat or whatever. Okay. I was sitting there and I was struggling a little bit because there's this one, he was playing beats. And there was this one beat that I heard that I liked, and I said, we should write to that. And the guy that was there was like, he was kind of like, he didn't want to say nothing, but he was like, and I was like, what? I said, what's the deal? He's like, well, real talk, man, I was kind of thinking about that one for myself. Just having it to myself, right? I was like, all right, hey, no harm, no foul. Yeah. Whatever. You've been working with him longer than me. That was my first time coming down there to write, record, anything. Even though I knew the guy. You know what I mean? I know Patrick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But so this other beat came on, right? And I'm gonna send you a copy of Humdrum to your email after this too.
Thank you.
All right. So so I close my eyes and I see when I can't think of anything consciously, I close my eyes and see where it takes me, right? So the song was just, you just spitting really. You know what I mean? It wasn't like no concept or nothing. So I closed my eyes and I was like, and the first thing I saw when I was listening to the beat, I saw the walls, the castle walls with armaments on top of it facing a beach. And so I started there. And the first bar is, my state of mind is a seaside fortress. You can't deliver the goods because it's portless. You know what I mean?
We see, yes. Closing the eyes, the galaxy appears, and then
right. Yeah, the universe be like, flood. You gotta let it flood in because it's out there to be had.
Yes,
I could tell you at the end of Fonte's album, really he said, I never know when the words gonna show. I mean, I never know when the words come, but they always show up.
They really do, because even though I don't even put out music anymore, it still never changes. Every single time I have listened to so much music, so many instrumentals, that they're all right here. So all I have to do is just and then next thing you know, I can get the words going, I can write, boom, it's done. Like 20 minutes, 25 minutes top. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't take that long. Take that long at all. I'm not worried about, and with your vocabulary, if you know words, you don't struggle with the words because you already know. You already know what's coming. You can pull, I know this this word from this story. I already know how this is going to end. Matter of fact, I don't even delete. I don't erase.
Yeah.
I don't cancel out. I don't do any of that. Like
hey,
I can't remember last time I did that.
Have you ever had a bar and you wrote a rhyme around that bar? You know what I mean? Like you even know how you're gonna end it, maybe.
Yes.
And you build it. You either build it where it builds towards the middle, or you know, from the front to back, or back to front, or pieces within. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're like, I know how I'm gonna end it. Well, I know somewhere. I know this gonna be in there somewhere.
It's gonna be in there somewhere. There's most of the time I will write, and then write like 4 bars, and next thing you know, I'm like, that's a hook.
Yeah.
Well, look at there. I didn't even know that was going to. I didn't know that was going to be there, but it just went.
So happened, right?
Thank you. It just so happened. It just so happened to be there.
Yeah.
Like I think I can go back to like music from like 2021 or whatever, and I can hear the differences of how I used to try to, like you say, when you have to gather your language. Yeah. When you're fresh, first starting out, you're trying to cram every little
like a shoe, like trying to put a size 13 foot in an 8 shoe. You know what I mean? I call it shoehorning. For real.
It's so.
Shout out to shoehorning. I just made it. I didn't make it. I've been saying it, but I crown. Whenever you trying to put too many words in a bar and you take some of them joints out for the sake of cadence, it's shoehorning. You heard it here first.
Oh my gosh, I can listen to so much stuff from before, and I'm just like, I cannot believe I thought I was gonna put personification in, and just squeeze it and force it, and oh my gosh, I used to try to rap so fast so I could get all the words in. It was just
sometimes ridiculous. all you got to do is rhyme with personify and then finish in the next bar. And it's a lot of things you can do. Yes. But I had to learn that too, because I was a shoehorner for real, man. I used to try to put Gargamel foot in Smurf shoes, son. Like for real.
It feels like that because when you're in a creative process, you get into this mode, that matrix feeling, that stuff in the stuff in the outside world that makes you think whatever idea you have, you can't cut it or expand it. You think you have to get rid of it and try again or fit it all in there at the same time. And it's like, no, you don't. This is a flow. Right. Flowing. This is what we're doing, which means you can expand everything. Yeah. Maybe you, like you said, maybe you don't want to do personification. It's personify, personifus. Make you up a word. Personify. You can break it down or do it like the letters or anything you want. It's yours.
Yeah, you can pronounce the first half, spell the middle letters, and pronounce it out. I mean, it's a lot of things you can do.
Jackie Robinson, Jack I. Robson, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because Jacking is Robin, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
gosh,
you know what I mean? See,
what?
Yeah, have you ever like re-listened to some of your old stuff and was like, that's some double entendres I didn't even realize I did. Yeah, that's a good feeling.
I have music from 2-3 years ago that literally talks about the stuff that I was preparing to do right now.
Yeah, wow.
Which is wild because all that, maybe 50, 75 songs just sitting in there, just chilling. Yeah. So once I decided this rapper thing that's not where I'm leading. So I'm like, okay, all those songs, all those lyrics is just a precursor for now and the future. So now those same rhymes, that's poetry now. Those are mantras now.
Yeah, right.
Those are things I was just talking to myself the whole entire time. Like you said, you can learn a lot of stuff from your own things. You can at least learn your growth just because you didn't put it out, or maybe it didn't make this much money, or it didn't get that amount of spins. It's your creation, which means you can go back and get it and fulfill it every single time. But I think sometimes if it doesn't have the success that everybody else put on it, we kind of just throw it away and throw it out of our minds like it's not important. Those lyrics are a part of you forever. Those same bars ain't going nowhere. I'm sure you can remember bars from 10, 15 years ago, like that.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't, like, there are rhymes that I wrote 10 years ago. I can just spit them all the way through. Like and nothing, it's not even a question. I'm not running out of breath. I'm not even thinking. It's just like, it's right there. Mm-hmm. And that's amazing.
You could do that. And see, another thing too, whenever I wrote a lot of stuff, mm-hmm. I wrote this one verse where I'm like, I'm the Iron Chef, master of the culinary arts, cook up tsunami waves that never make a ripple on the chart. It's all good. My sonnets serve a much important purpose. They'll be scrawled on the walls when alien races roam the surface. So, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about like post-apocalyptic, humans are gone, and that's how they find out about our culture. Like, I write my rhymes like that. Like, y'all may never get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
When you're writing, it's like, I'm guessing if we were in the industry, we would be maybe sort of nudged, predisposed to talking for someone else.
Right.
When you're not creating for you, you're creating for third-party consent, as they would say. You're creating for someone else. But when you're just writing, and you're writing from within, you ain't worried about talking about aliens and what? This is my mind. This is my reality. This is what keeps me going. This is what keeps my fire burning. So I'm gonna write whatever I need to write to get me through, because you have no idea what I was going through at that time to trying to get whatever was in there out onto paper so you could see what's going on.
And whatever references that I use, like, you don't have an excuse anymore. You got Google. You got Google and phones.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, your phone, your phone is Velcro to you, most of y'all. So if you like, man, I don't even know what he was talking about. Why not?
What you?
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I mean? You'll look up some bull, like.
Hey, and let me
get a heartbeat.
But even with Walt, whenever Walt send me music, I be like, hey man, what'd you say? I be like, hey man, what you say in that one verse right there? Because I want to understand what you're saying. I want to hear what you're saying, because you put your heart and soul into that. So if you put your heart and soul in that, I want to hear it, because I'm gonna grab something from it. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm gonna grab something from it.
Yeah.
If you send me music, I'm listening.
Yeah, I know that. I give people that respect. And when you play, you play something for me in a car, if a person plays something for me in a car, I'm not talking over it. Yeah, like, oh my God, they get on my nerves.
Oh, like, hey, like, yo, it's just like this. They be like this talking to you. Hey man, so whenever we go to McDonald's, man, if you want to just, and you be like,
respect it, son.
Can you just respect the moment and just be
listen
quiet?
To it? Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like,
that can't wait.
Hey, I'm getting upset just thinking about it.
Yeah, man. You know what killed me too? When they be in the middle of it, right? And they be like, you know, man, this sound like that so and so. Like, and you know what? You missed 2 to 4 bars telling me it sound like so and so when you wasn't gonna remember that at the end.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man, like when somebody playing something for me, I'd be like, even if they talking though, I'd be like, shh, hold on, fam. Yes. You know what I mean? Yes. I want to respect it. Yeah.
Yes, let me. This is music. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, this is something from way back. Like, this is magic.
Yeah. And you know what? And like it or not, it's your soul.
Yes.
So I'm gonna respect it. You know what I mean? Now, what come out might be ugly, but it's still your soul. Look at me. I'm my body. If it was a body language expert, they'd be like, yeah, he's real defensive. Let me get out of there. Yeah, I got defensive, son. Like, it be killing me.
Your mind went to a place where it happened the last time, and you were just like.
And it's happened too many. If it happened one time, it's too many times. But it's happened a lot, though. It's happened a lot.
Everybody goes through that. Everybody goes through that moment where I done sat in the kitchen. I didn't put anything in the microwave. I sat. I made sure I marinated it. I made sure I measured every single everything. Made sure I put the volume here, and I made sure I up this key over here, and I put this bar here. And it's like, do you want me to show you the session that I did? All the cutting and the dynamic processing, and then I had to do this effect and put this on here. It's like
it's like this is a metaphor that just came to my head. Like I made sure every fleck of oregano went by and could speak to every grain of seasoning salt, son. Like
everything
that good.
Yes. And I did all of that. I stood in this kitchen for 9 hours on this pot roast.
Yeah.
You have the audacity to talk right now? What are you doing?
Yeah. Do you respect me as a man? Like at the end of the day. Like, come on, man. I said I want you to listen to something.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yo, can I let you listen to something real quick? Yeah. Don't be talking over it.
Like when you send me music, anybody sends me music.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, where are my headphones? First of all, I need
because I need to get away. Yeah, I need to get away from the outside world. Exactly.
And I'm putting on these headphones and I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna run it back, and then I'm gonna run it back. I'm gonna run it back again.
Yeah.
And feel it. And really feel it. Because whether or not people like it, whether or not you like it or I like it, we all want to be appreciated for what we have put our heart and soul into, no matter what it is. Yeah. If I raked all these leaves and you come by and don't even say how pretty this yard is, I might be a little ticked off. I might come say something to you.
And talking is the equivalent of walking through my pile. Like
you be like, can you read the room, please?
Yeah.
Can you read the room?
Real, man.
Would you like for me to step out? I can step out. You can sit in here. Turn it
so
up.
Disrespectful, son.
I don't care.
And you know what? We're not asking for anything we wouldn't give you.
Exactly.
Yeah. I would not ask you for anything that I'm not willing to give you. I will make you shut up. Yeah, I will make you shut up while we listening to your stuff. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
For real.
Yes.
You know?
But, oh my God.
Now, if you want to say run it back, I'll let you talk. Like if you be like, no, hey, what? Run that back right quick. Now, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, because you re-listen. I give you that, but that's it. The rest of that, you can't have nothing else, son.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, man. The stories of those who have participated in this hip hop, it's oh my gosh.
Is that thunder, son?
Yeah. It's been
the thunder done pretty much passed. It was really loud, like right before we got on. So it must.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on, I spoke too soon. There it went.
Oh yeah, it's been storming probably right before this.
That's just because this conversation righteous, boy. That's all.
Hey man, we ain't doing enough to talk about the truth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what we talking about, man.
Ain't nothing to talk about the truth.
You know what's your favorite decade, music wise? Like it's fun. I mean, you know what? I don't even want to limit it to hip hop.
You know what? You know what's crazy? You know what I'm listening to right now? I am listening to Moroccan jazz. I've been listening to Moroccan jazz for about a month and a half now, and it's so wild. I'm just like, wait, damn, it's us. But
yeah.
I think I could go down that rabbit hole for about 4 hours.
Yeah. But I mean, Morocco, they Africans, cuz. I mean, let's just be real. Yeah, that's what they are.
And when I'm listening to that, I'm thinking back to I took a trip back to Funkadelic, because I remember my dad had all them records that my mom would have ripped my throat out for even opening his closet to get to, because that's
right.
Always trying to get to them records. Always. I remember the Funkadelic, the James Brown sitting out, like he had stacks of them, but Jesus wouldn't let me listen to them.
Yeah.
I'm like, darn you, Jesus! I'm trying to listen to this.
Yeah.
But, so I got into it maybe like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm really thinking. It's between that and.
So we talking the 70s.
I'm thinking 70s, and I want to go early 90s over 2000s because I mean 2000 when I was in high school.
Yeah.
But the way the music makes me feel, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with them. I'm gonna go with Funkadelic because Funkadelic, it puts me in a mood.
Yeah.
And
well, see, some music is timeless, son. You know,
it sounds so the way that and the way they could just play music for 4 minutes with no words or just a hook.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care if this song is 11 minutes long. I don't care. I want to listen to it.
Because it's a microwave thing now. Because, you know, hip hop songs now 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, I mean, for real. And, you know what I mean? It's like a microwave. It's like, it's a hot pocket, son. Like, you know what I mean?
They send you a beat. You be like, oh, that's what's up. This is a sample.
Yeah.
No, that's over. 2 minutes and 13 seconds. That's it.
It ain't even a 2-pack of hot pockets. It's one hot pocket.
It's like a
12,
what I mean? You get like a 12 bars and like 2 hooks and a bridge, and it's over.
I mean the beat, but the spitters, you know what I mean? Sometimes it'd be so spaced out. Because one thing that was always hard, I felt like was always hard about being an MC was that you had to have way more words than a singer could, you know, because they can have runs and say, you know what I mean? They can, you know what I mean? You had to put more words in, but like now, since you got the auto-tune and all that other stuff going on, like, you know, and like some of the stuff I like I ain't tripping, you know what I mean? What I like, you know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff I can rock with, but for the most part, it's like a whole bunch of copycats. A lot of it sound the same, you know, especially that rapping off beat. A lot of that sound the same, you know what I mean?
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's like if it was 3 of you, like, you know, 1 on the East Coast, 1 in the Midwest, 1, you know what I mean? If it was like 3 of you, okay. You know what I mean? No. But like it's like everybody, like all these videos that I see now, local artists on, you know, whatever, man. You know what I mean? It's like one thing that was a staple of my coming into being, you know, like a writer.
Yeah,
was that you didn't sound like nobody.
Yeah, that was the point.
Yeah,
that was the point.
You didn't sound like anybody.
You got clown. Like people would dismiss you for sounding like somebody else. Like ew, you rap just like Jay-Z. Get out of here. Yeah. You sound like Tupac. Oh man, you sound like Tupac. I'll listen to Tupac myself. Like you couldn't do couldn't do stuff like that.
Yeah, right. And like now it's like, you know. You know, and in fact, I'm still on beat. That's the crazy part about it. Like I think I'm actually still in the pocket. I'm trying to be out of pocket, but you know what I mean? Like, but I had this experience.
And you rap like Silk the Shocker.
Yeah, but see, Silk, like, all right. I didn't like Silk's music, but Silk was original. You know what I mean? It was like it was almost like his reverb was off.
Wow. Too. You know what? Him and E40 probably the only ones that I know of.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It sounds like his reverb.
I was like, man, because your reverb will space itself rhythmically.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It will echo rhythmically. Mm-hmm. Even, you know, that's natural sound. Like if you in the Grand Canyon and you yell, it's gonna space itself incrementally, but it's almost like Silk's. He said, nah, man, that's the reverb. Now take it and slide that reverb that way a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought about that till tonight.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. He counting on a different, he got a different, you know what I mean? Metronome.
He was shoehorning and then had to shoot it fit. On and off through the whole rap.
I was like, I was like, what?
Yeah.
How? Continue.
Yeah, but he was different. You know what I'm saying? But you couldn't you couldn't do that back then. But now it's like a whole bunch of cookie cutter stuff. But I had an experience with a young cat. I won't say his name. We were talking. He was playing some music, and he let me hear it, and I listened to it. He didn't know I listened to his whole little joint. I'm not gonna get too many details because they'll figure out who it is. But but you know what I mean? I was like, yo, he was like, yo, so what you think? And I was like, honestly, you know, young man, like, it ain't my cup of tea, but keep doing what you're doing because obviously there's people that like your stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it wasn't totally disrespectful. I won't say that. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like that, but he was like, yeah, you old though. You know what I mean? And I was like, what does that have to do with it?
Yeah, what does that have to do with it?
Like,
you're
you know, I mean, you know,
some 19-year-olds who don't feel it at all.
Yeah.
Are you going to say
the
same?
I guarantee you. I said, I guarantee you, you've run into people who have said it's straight and was lying to you.
Oh yes.
You know, because you can tell. Yes. Can we be like, yo, you heard my news? You're like, man, it's straight. Everybody ain't telling the truth.
Oh.
Yeah, I said you don't have people lie to you and just don't want to tell you. You know what I mean? I want honest opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think you can necessarily get honest opinion from your. It has to be established that certain people in your inner circle will be honest with you
because they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, you know some. But some don't want to hurt your feelings.
Exactly.
But you got to know that person that's brutally honest. You know what I mean? And pinpoint them, ask them because they'll tell you.
Yeah, they will.
But you also. You can't go to family either because you're just like in my case, you're not Uncle Tumnus, you're just Darnell. You're just Bryant. You know what I mean? So you got to take what they say with a grain of salt sometimes too, because you're not anybody to them. So a lot of times your ego can be bruised. Your ego can be bruised unnecessarily because you're dealing with somebody who changed your diaper or dealing with somebody who
saw you on Tuesday. They saw you on Wednesday. They saw you on Thursday.
Right. You know what I mean? They know when you grew up, you used to pee on the toilet. That's you them. You know what I mean? For real.
They don't have you on that pedestal. They don't have you. They don't have an ideal of you. Yeah. They don't have an idea of you. Yeah, they know you. They don't have to. Right. They don't have to put you up on this level. Yeah. Where everyone else would mostly put you.
Yeah. Like, they can't be starstruck. They can't be starstruck. There's no way. So you stay away. Whenever you getting critiques, you stay away from them, and you stay away from your yes people.
Yes.
Stay away from them.
You have to, because if you don't, you are going to. You're going to end up like I know I did long time ago. Yeah. And I listen to some of that stuff, and I'd be like, sometimes I want to go to folk, be like, I cannot believe you let me out the house like that.
Right. You know right. Yeah.
Like my hair wasn't cut right here. You ain't say nothing. I had a booger right here.
And an eye booger right here. You know, and you'll be like, man, you sat there, you had a conversation with me. We looking right in each other's face and you ain't even say nothing. I'm gonna tell you.
See now where I'm at, I'm like, no. You got to tell me what's up. Yeah, like most of the time, I'm going to know before I talk to you. But I'm gonna need somebody else to be like, hey, I just want to let you know your volume is terrible. All right, what kind of I want you to say, what kind of mic are you using? What program are you using? Hey man, you wanna what kind of editing did you use? Did somebody sell you that beat? Did you buy that? Or, you know what I'm saying?
Whatever it is, you don't want it to be the mix that turns people off.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I can listen beyond the mix.
Yes.
And plus, you know, especially if you preface it by saying, hey man, it's rough. It ain't been mixed down, it ain't been mastered. Yes. Tell me that, you know what I mean? And I'll listen beyond that. You know, I'll listen beyond because a lot, you know, about like bars, your mix can be trash. Them bars is right. You know, everybody ain't like that though. They be like, well, it's really kind of not clear. You know what I mean? I can listen beyond that, depending on what you prepare me for, you know, but that's just crazy. But bottom line is I was like, you know, it got to a point where I was like, yo, man, I can make a song about everything that you talk about, you know what I mean? And really kind of be trolling you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that. He was like, man, whatever, you know, because you know, they like you 46 and you rap, people think you Curtis Blow. You own and known and known. You know what I mean? They think you're gonna be doing that.
It's like when the TV shows pull that one person in to do the rap part and they always rap like it's 1987. I don't understand that.
Me either, man.
My name is Sutter. What's up, Sutter? Man, come on, man. We done got past that.
Yeah. Or like I've had colleagues like in my job, be like, you know, hey, you can get on there and you can do your rapping thing. I'm like, what is that?
Oh.
You're casting multiple lines to catch multiple fish. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm like, oh wow, that's kind of, it's a little dismissive there, son. You know what I'm saying?
I think everybody dismisses. I think a lot of people dismiss it because they think I think people see so much of it, like you just don't care about it. It's like somebody who says, I can play the drums or something like that. It's like, oh, everybody says they can play the drums, or oh, I'm a real estate agent too, or something like that. It's like, oh man, you just do it for fun or whatever. But no, like, I don't think people just look at the history of it. This is
really what I do, son. Like, you know. So, but I did make the song. He hasn't heard it. He probably never will, but it's nice. I'm gonna sing you that too. This is absolutely rough. I did it here on GarageBand on this mic or whatever, but it was just, sometimes you get it off your chest and you go on. You know what I'm saying? And like, I can't even tell you the hook. The hook is like, it's just like, it's not an acronym. It's a bunch of letters that you can't even read, but each one stands for a word. And that hook is everything that all of y'all talk about. You know what I'm saying? I done got with your girl. I'm killing everybody. I got money, you broke. I got, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yes. And it's like, dude, at least say it different. You know what I'm saying? So the hook is an actual troll. Like,
that sounds wonderful. That sounds like something I would be listening to.
And to give you the background, on it. So I go to write the joint at Caldwell Park. I go to write it one day. I ain't got nothing to do, whatever. I go to Caldwell Park to write it. And right when I sit down to write it, I just taken my son to work, and I went to go get my other son a bank account. Started my bank account. My 18, no, he's 17. My 17-year-old. No. 18-year-old. Yeah. To get him a bank account, right? So at the credit union, because like them overdraft fees is just $12. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm at the credit union too. My mom
that's what I'm saying.
When I was 18.
Low interest loans, all that, son. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I was getting him a bank account, and so I went to the park. I had nothing else to do. So while I'm there, I get a call, right? And it's my oldest girl. She's not my biological daughter, but I've been in her life so long. She called me daddy. That's my baby, right? And she was like, Daddy, I don't know what's going on. My car is shaking. Like, what's going on? And she's like, she starts screaming. She's like, I think I blew my tire. So what happens to the rhyme at that time? It gets put on the back burner, right? So I went, helped her with her, tried to help her with her tire, but we couldn't get the tire off because the tool that get the tire down, she had like a key or something. I can't remember. It wasn't a Sportage. It was something else. But you had to lower the tire. That tool wasn't in there. And then her mom called and told her that her baby, who her mom had at the time, was running the fever, and she's taking it to the emergency room. So she wound up getting in the car with me, and we wound up going to Kernersville. You know what I mean? So what happened to the rhyme? The rhyme went away for that day. So the next day, I sit there and I wrote the rhyme about everything that got in the way, and was like, basically, this is the real stuff.
That's the real stuff. That's the real stuff. See, everything in between, that is the story. So your timeline, your vibe, your mastery is heading into a place. When you sitting down at the park about to write, it was like, no. Yeah. Whatever energy you had at that moment was not what was supposed to be there.
Right.
You were about to write something totally different, or go another route, or say a different thing. But now you have the experience, like something real life on paper right there. Like that's something you'll remember for then. Like that's a real story, a real account.
Yeah, I know. And I didn't realize that going through the course of just my day, I was writing my rhyme.
You were writing your rhymes as you were going.
But right. So I mean, it is perfect. You know what I mean? It's perfect. Like I said, I'm gonna send you humdrum in that. Okay.
It's concepts.
But,
you need. I think a lot of people, as far as writing rhymes, writing a book, writing poems, anything. It's like people are searching for concepts and ideas, and it's just like everything you have is right here. It's right up here.
Yeah.
Right. It's right here in your eyes.
All your senses.
But we are taught so many times to look out instead of looking in. And it's like, wait a minute, how you gonna sit up in this $1 million house and you can't see some beauty?
Yeah.
That means you are clouding this right here.
Yeah.
You clouding this right
that
here.
Third eye, good.
You sitting up here clouding yourself, telling yourself that you have nothing to say when you have everything to say. Everything.
And you have a ton of things that you ain't said before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even you've heard the term, he young, dumb, and full of, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So in the humdrum song, I'm like, just think how valuable your health is. Young, dumb, and full of Michael Phelps's. Yelling help is the natural. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes.
I said it different.
The metaphor within the metaphor.
Yeah, right.
It's that simple, but it's a process to get to.
Yeah.
And I think people aren't willing to go through that process to get to that point.
And you know what's crazy? I'm gonna tell you what's crazy, right? What's happening to me right now. I didn't realize, because I was avoiding using the word, young, dumb, and full of. I didn't realize it to just now, right?
Okay.
I realized that I was trying to avoid using the word, but I'm gonna tell you the bar after that. And I actually did it. I actually used it. I said, just think how valuable your health is. Young, dumb, and full of Michael Phelps is. Yelling help is the natural outcome.
So you still
I just realized that I did that.
You still did it. All you did was switch some things and expand the horizon.
Yeah, I didn't even realize I did that to just now. Thinking about it. I was like, oh man, I did.
You still did
that's
it.
One of the moments. Yeah. Wow.
That's crazy, right there. Like the process of writing. I look at myself and I'm like, man, I'm gonna be writing till today. Today ash me out.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So you said ash you out, like you getting cremated?
Either way, I don't know.
I know that's off, but I think I'm probably gonna get cremated because I asked, like, being that I teach, they had like mayor for a day every year in fifth grade. I mean, every year, in fifth grade, they have an essay, and way back in like 04, 05, around that time, I was a teacher that went with the student from every class that won the mayor for a day essay contest. And one time we went to Parks and Rec, and we was looking at we went to Oakwood Cemetery, and I was like, yo, what if I just want to be buried? I don't want to be embalmed or anything. What if I just want to be buried in a wooden box or buried in a sack or something like that? That way I can get myself back to the nitrogen cycle. You know what I'm saying? Like, because really, if you think about it, a lot of burial is ground pollution. You putting all these metal cases, if it's not wood, you know what I mean? And then your body has embalming fluid in it. So that's a contaminant. You know what I'm saying? And I said, they told me, well, we can't do that for sanitary reasons or whatever. I said, but animal carcasses be all over the place.
Yeah.
On top of the ground. And they go back to the cycle. I said, actually we owe ourselves back to the earth. You know what I mean? I said, So I said, I'm just going to be cremated or whatever because of that.
I'm leaning towards that way.
Yeah.
I just look at it like, this is probably my 5th life cycle. I probably got like 2-3 more to go.
Yeah.
Whatever y'all do with me.
Yeah, it's wide open. As far as that's concerned, I don't think, you know what I mean? Because deja vu be too strong sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It be too strong sometimes.
I tell my daughter, I say, I know when you leave, we're gonna miss each other.
Yeah.
I said, close your eyes. Do you know what I look like? She said, yeah. I said, you know what I do? Yeah. You know the fun we have? Yeah. All right. I'm right here. I ain't going nowhere.
Both of my parents have passed away. One in 2004, one in 2013. Dude, I dream about them and I hear them constantly, especially when I'm about to do something stupid. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, they be like, now, boy, now I taught you better. I hear them all the time. They have gone nowhere. And like, look, my parents don't have a tombstone. They buried out, their bodies, their carcasses, those husks are buried in Belmont Cemetery. Yeah. And we've never gotten them a tombstone. And I don't feel a way about it because I carry them with me.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It don't bother me at all. Like, they ain't going nowhere for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I I don't remember their death dates. I don't remember any of that because our relationship was so good and there was no regrets whenever they ascended. There was no regrets or anything. We had a good relationship. Nothing was left on the table. We hadn't been arguing. It wasn't like nothing like that. It was so good that I don't have any regrets.
You don't have to hold on to something. You don't have to hold on to something that still can be washed away in just a moment's notice. All it takes is a little flood to get them graves out of here.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? That's all it's going to take. Yeah.
That's all it's going to take.
Yeah.
All it's going to take. So I mean, you know, I know people feel a lot differently. It's just a tradition of things. Tradition of things put you in a mindset where you think you have to do this. I kind of look at graves. I probably should look into it a lot more, but I'll say this right now. I look at graveyards, I just be like, man, that's like $15 million out there. Just
wasted money.
Wasted money. What
you get a dope looking casket that you're gonna see drop in the ground, and that's it.
That's it. You and then see it anymore.
If something come up and you have to exhume the body, it's gonna be dirty and muddy when you see it again. Like, I'm gonna send my mama off in style. Your mama gone.
She been gone.
Yeah.
She been gone.
I wish, hey, get me an urn, son, and then and you get a plastic urn and spread the ashes somewhere. And then
even if they don't want to spread my ashes, they can put me in an urn, put me in a house. That's fine. Yeah. You want to keep me that close? That's fine.
That's fine.
But ain't nobody going into debt just to put me in the ground. I'm sorry. We're not.
Or you ain't maxing out that life insurance policy that I got. You gonna spend a little bit of it to get me cremated and put me in an urn or something like that, and then you gonna do whatever it is you want or need to do with the rest of it. Like
the hustle is strong.
Yeah, man.
Out here, the hustle is strong.
Yeah. And you done bought the burial plot too. That's the crazy thing. You done bought the hole in the ground.
Every time I ride by there, I just think to myself, I just be like, what? Because if you really, really, really think about it, I'm only gonna go down this road just a little bit.
Because we off for real, but that's cool though. We cool, yeah.
We're already on graves. We're all like, my house is probably on a graveyard of my ancestors right
now.
Yeah. The paved roads, ancestors. Yeah. That man-made pond out there somewhere. Yeah. Ancestors.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the thing. That's what I think about all the time. I'm like, everywhere I'm walking on somebody else's
grave.
Somebody else's grave.
Because we don't know. See, that's what another thing people don't realize too, especially when you get trapped in. Like, I don't want to get into religion and everything, but you get trapped in a certain philosophy of how the world began. When this could be the 8th time it happened. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know how many cycles and how many extinction level events have happened. You don't know that. Like, so there's sediment upon sediment upon sediment upon, you know what I'm saying? So much sediment that some of it is turned into oil. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
we struck oil.
Yeah. And you know what? If we can, I just had this epiphany. If you can get to that oil as humans now, what's underneath it may have been another cycle. You don't even know that.
Something that they can't teach you in the textbooks that were were provided by the General Education of Rockefeller in 1902. But
or the Daughters of the Confederacy. One or the other.
It's, oh my gosh, we could go down that road. We can go down that road.
Let's get back to the music.
Okay. I was gonna ask, what road trip? This is off subject. Road trip. You're going for 4 hours. What are you listening to? Like, what's the go-to albums that you know you're gonna play? You ain't even gotta skip them. They just gonna be in there.
Yeah. Okay. Black on Both Sides.
Mm-hmm.
Boys and Men, Cooley High Harmony.
Hey.
You could pick that too, or what's the third one? Evolution. You can pick either one of those three.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, Evolution. Yeah. I know I was singing that to somebody's daughter. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
In Vogue, Born to Sing.
Mm-hmm.
The Waiting to Exhale soundtrack, remarkably. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Yeah. But I got a playlist of different stuff. But what I find myself, coming back to is like a lot of 80s R&B, to be honest. Or I have I have a playlist called Caucasian Invasion. It's a bunch of white groups from the 80s or whatever. Yeah. And another one called Invasion 2, where I got a lot of that stuff too. Like, which I want to pivot that into, since we're saying, what am I listening to on a road trip? You know how we said, what do you play and what do you not play whenever the homies are in the car? Which I'm a loner. I don't have homies in the car ever now at this stage of my life. But, if hypothetically, if it was to happen, I could always strike gold with a late 80s, early 90s on hip hop mix.
Oh God.
Whatever that is. You know what I mean? All over the board, right? I could do that. But what not to play and what's just for me would be like my Celine Dion and my Sarah McLachlan. Like they gonna be, if I throw that 80 on, like I got a story. All right, so one time, it was me and my girl and my daughter had we went to go pick up her boyfriend, youngest girl. We went to go pick up her boyfriend, and we've been riding around. We came back to Statesville and picked him up, right? And what I was playing, we picked Tamar up from Charlotte. She was at a play or something. She went to like a drama camp or something, and then they had their performance, and then they was able to go home. So we brought her back home. We went and got her boyfriend, right? And so my little Caucasian mix is on, playing in the car, right? Yeah, I'm driving. I feel like you drive, you DJ.
Yes.
Right. So
them the rules.
Yeah. So we coming back and we picked this dude up, right? And then the reason why I said Sarah McLachlan, because 80, I don't know if you ever heard the song, but it's a song by Sarah McLachlan. Shout out Sarah McLachlan. I'm eclectic. So that song came on, right? And then she was just like, my girl looked at me and she was like, because we had a guest in the car. She's like, you don't want to play something else? I mean, maybe they don't want to hear that. I'm like, so?
I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, who cares? Who was he?
I done made it this far. What you talking about?
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? Yeah, like, why is that? Why him getting in the car? Like, why am I catering to this guy? Like, he don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what his intent. Well, I do probably know what his intentions are, but like, he ain't nobody. You know what I mean? Like, if anything, you know what? And I don't want to assume that he ain't eclectic. He might be like, that's kind of dope. Like, what just it was, yeah. So I was a little appalled. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm kowtowed enough. Nobody ain't paid. I'm gonna go against my dad's grammar Nazism and be like, somebody ain't paid now bill. Like, you know what I mean?
No, you ain't contributing. You ain't contributing nothing.
Forget you
at all.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It turned out she ain't like him. After, you know what I mean? Like, he was a buster. I say buster to be nice.
That mix reminds me of the first time my cousin, we was going to Mars Hill. He had to go up to Mars Hill for something. Yeah. And he was playing Red Hot Chili Peppers. Californication. Californication.
I was gonna say that is my joint.
First time I had ever heard that before, and I was just like, because at first I'm like, he's like, "You want to listen to some Red Hot?" I was like, "What's that?" Because we listen to some Lil Jon. Yeah. John, close to my heart. So we crunk, we doing whatever. Yeah. Then he put that on, and I'm just like, and then I watched the video for the first time.
And oh my God, it was like a video game. Like,
and I said,
that was dope. Yeah, that was dope.
From then on, I was in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
just off that first time, it was nobody saying, "Hey, you gotta listen to this." He didn't hype it up. He didn't do nothing. He was just like, "Hey, this is what's next. This is what I'm gonna play." And I'm like, "We family, ain't nothing." Yeah, I'll listen. I don't care. And then next thing you know, I like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Just like that.
Dope, man. One thing, Ice Cube rocked with him. They was in the Wicked video and everything else. You know what I'm saying? But see, so in the 80s, a lot of 70s babies will tell you this. In the 80s, music was way more blended together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The genres was like, if you think about if you doing some art with a pastel, how you can smear it. That's kind of how the genres was in the 80s. It started to become a little more stratified in the 90s or whatever, but there was still a lot of that mixture. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially metal artists, with rappers or whatever, like, Korn, Lip Bizkit. Sometimes they incorporated the rapping into their thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But like Californication. That's on a playlist. I mean, I hear Californication at least once every 2 months. Like for real, you know what I mean? Wow. And one thing I always liked about like alternative rock and some like really not like the real heavy metal, like I don't, you know, not that, but what I can, you know, but like the alternative stuff, I was like, man, a lot of times their lyrical content is way deeper. You know what I mean? It ain't just, you know, I like the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you move, the way you groove. Yeah. Like it ain't that. Yeah.
It's not that. It's not that catchy jingle stuff that you think that you know that some 25-year-old editor wrote.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Handed over. Yeah.
And like, you know, the Chili Peppers talking about California and how wild and crazy it is. You know what I mean? The first lyric is psychic spies from China try to steal your mind's elation. Like, and little girls from Sweden dream of silver screen flirtations. People coming there thinking they're gonna be a movie star. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It was just different. You know what I'm saying? Californication.
It was a tune. I think that was like one of my first experiences of knowing someone else who rocked with something different.
Right.
And it wasn't a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how some people would be like, you know what I'm saying? Woo, 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 wop, wop, wop. They hype it up to the point where you don't even want to, you have these expectations. There were no expectations. You just let me listen to it. Yeah. And that was it. And that's how you play some music for somebody else.
They ruined Cats and Females ruined Forever My Lady by Jodeci for me because they hyped it up so much before I heard it the first time. And then when I first heard it, I was like, man, it's all right.
Oh, it's like,
yeah, I mean, I heard about. I was like, "This ain't," you know what I mean? This ain't all. It was like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I really didn't. But they did it. They told me, man, when you hear this song, because you know you didn't have YouTube, you couldn't just you couldn't type it up. You know what I mean? So I had to wait till I caught it on the radio, or somebody had a tape or something like that. But I kept, you know, I heard people saying, you know, people always knew the "So You Have My Baby" part. I don't know if that's what drove them crazy. Like, oh man, I ain't ever heard nobody say whatever. I didn't care. I was like, but when I heard it the first time, I was like, okay. To me, Homeboy sound like he smoked 5 packs of Newports a day. To me, so KC, you know what I mean? I was like, really, you know. All right. So from that point on, like Stay, Come and Talk to Me, stuff like that. I heard that on my own, and I loved those songs. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I gravitated more to JoJo's voice too.
I did. I always have my favorites out of groups. I miss groups. Oh my gosh, I miss groups.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because what they're doing in the industry now is that I can take one person, you know what I'm saying, and pretty much you know run through them. You know what I mean? And like a new prostitute, I can run through them. Yep. And then you know I don't have to pay these people. I don't have to pay a group or nothing like that. But I miss the harmony. I miss all of that, man.
It takes. It's wild because it wasn't as if they were paying the groups in the first place.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't it's kind of like a corporation that only has this amount of employees, and then all of a sudden they're like, we don't need 13. We can just do it with 5.
Right.
We can cut down the overhead. We can cut down the hairstylists. We can cut down the hotel rooms and all this and that. I miss it so much, like because, you said, the harmonies and the alto, tenor, bass.
Yeah, bass. Oh, you know what I mean? And you know one thing I was talking about this. All right, so the group 112, right?
Oh yes.
Okay, 112. Right. Now mind you, 112, Jagged Edge, to some degree Pretty Ricky, but that was like rapping and Pleasure P. Yeah, so I mean I pause a little bit, but sort of kind of. You know what I mean? But like really, you think about it, them was the last ones, man. Like that was part of that last stable of, you know what I mean? And like me, now mind you, I hated Slim's voice in 112. You know what I mean? To me, it sounded like a malnourished baby face. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? It was like that, right? You know what I'm saying? So then I find out, like, okay, so their first single was Only You, right?
I had it.
Yeah, I had it. Yeah, the first single was Only You, and Q and Mike sing the verses, and it's just Slim on the hook and the bridge, and you know what I mean, whatever. Deron didn't get to sing at all. I didn't think he could sing. I thought he was the Mr. Dalvin of the group.
I don't know. He's like a Spinderella. So
Yeah. Well, I mean,
maybe he's like a producer.
Mixed it. No. That's what I meant. Like, I didn't know if you got another job.
Yeah,
he's a writer. He's the writer and everything else. But when I heard, all right, I don't know if you ever heard the song about 112, Crazy Over You. You ever heard it?
I'm crazy.
Yeah, that's Deron. That's Deron. That's Deron singing the lead on it. At the end, Slim comes in, because you're the only one. Yeah, that's Deron singing that song.
I love the crescendo. That song. I love when it goes.
He wrote it, produced it, he did. That's probably my favorite 112 song. But like I'm saying, I always favored Q and Mike's voice. Not Mike, not as much, but Mike could take you to church, like, you know.
True.
But all right, so there's a video of Q, because the group is split up. Deron and Q doing their own thing, and Mike and Slim and two other guys are actually doing the 112 thing.
Yeah.
But there's a video I'll put in Facebook Messenger for you of Q singing Cupid, because you know in Cupid Slim sang all the leads in Cupid. Yeah. You know he all that. But I love the song, and I know the reason why they use Q's voice so prevalently because it's unique. But just because it's unique, like I couldn't listen to a Slim solo album. I couldn't. To me, he need them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna send you that video. So I got 3 things to send you. I'm gonna send you that video of Q singing Cupid on like Chicago Live or something like that. It's a talk show.
Yeah.
Him singing that, and I want you to tell me what you think. I ain't gonna say nothing. I just want you to tell me what you think.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Q, that's Q the dark skinned cat. You know.
I think I'm just gonna have to say I'm sorry, Slim.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, buddy.
For real. Yeah. And
like
it look, and he sings it just to a guitar. It ain't even no, you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I don't think Slim gonna make it. Slim can't do it like that.
I know, man. He just like that. And my litmus test for any singer is if I could put you on a stool with a microphone and either a piano or an acoustic guitar, and you don't have to be playing it. You could just be there, spotlight on you, and I'd be like, yo, that's dope. Then I can rock with you. That's why, like, I don't put like a Beyonce in that category. You have to have the stage show for me with her. You know what I mean? And I know the Beehives, here they come. But you can't put Beyonce on a stage with to do 5 to 6 songs with a spotlight on it and a microphone. You can't.
Like what was that show? MTV Unplugged. Yeah.
Unplugged, yeah. Like nah.
Unplugged.
You know what I mean? And she
like a tiny desk.
Yeah,
like
tiny desk.
You
could I can't do that with her. Like, you know, I don't think she is singer. You know what I mean? I think I think she's a good singer.
And like, you remember when singing was it? Like,
yeah. Oh my God. Like all you gotta do is be able to sing a little bit.
We like, I don't think people understand. Like, you could ride in the car for 20 minutes and there were nothing but slow R&B songs.
Yeah.
Not upbeat.
Tempo, nothing like that.
No remixes by Timbaland and Puff Daddy.
Puffy, yeah.
None of that. Just actual singing.
Yeah.
Just singing love songs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, and it come from like all right, so I got a song called Widow's Well, right? I've been looking for a young lady to sing it. I got somebody working on it now. We see how that work out. But you know, there was one lady who we got to sing the part, and it was really auto-tuned out. Like, I didn't like that at all. Yeah. But the song is about the planet. The planet, like, it starts out at a funeral, which we were talking about the graveyard and all that. Starts out at a funeral, and you know, the pastor saying, you know, we're gathered here for our brother Emmanuel Kind, and that's short for mankind, right? Emmanuel Kind, you know, he did it his way, for better or for worse. And to his wife Gaia, his wife is Gaia. That's the earth spirit. You know what I mean? Right. And so whenever, you know, they start lowering his cat, she turns around and like, she don't regret it. Nothing. The marriage was bad. Everything. He polluted everything. So we talking about mankind and the earth.
Yes.
So on that hook, I need to feel your pain mixed with your relief that he is gone. Because the earth will go on without us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I need that. And I wrote it that way. So when I write it that way and I send it to you as a reference track, I can't sing, okay? But it was me singing a reference track, trying to trying to help
just
you.
Give you, just
So
give an idea
when you send it back and it sound like electronic and all, you know what I mean? I want to hear you. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, the last part of that song, I'm just gonna say it. I ain't singing it, trust me. I sang it on there as a reference track, but it says, I can do bad all by myself, a phrase so cliche, but no more cliche than the abuse that I suffered every day. And for the warmth that I gave you, the food that I fed you, the home I provided, in return, I'm unwanted. You wasted, spit on it, destroy and defile it, you know? And it says, the weak shall inherit the earth. At least that's what I've heard. There's no meekness. No, the meek will inherit the earth. At least that's what I've heard. There's no meekness from what I can see. So how are you going to inherit me? And then it's like, there's no way I could keep you. There was nothing I could teach you. You encase yourself in steel, the casket in the vault. So even in death, I can't reach you. You know what I mean? I need you to sing that.
Yeah, that's gotta, I know exactly what you mean. Like, that's gotta have some soul on it. Like, whoever sings that and send it back, it's gotta be like when that needle touched and then the record play, you can hear that right in the beginning.
We call them Rice Krispies, cuz.
You gotta feel it.
Yeah.
You got to be able to feel it.
And you ain't even gotta be the best singer in the world.
Auto-tune ain't gonna do it for you like that.
But like Mary J. Blige ain't the best singer in the world.
No,
but you feel Mary.
Yeah, you feel it.
Feel Mary.
You feel it. Fantasia. Why Fantasia's still around?
Yeah.
Fantasia gonna give you that soul. She gonna bring you in. She gonna bring you in. It don't matter what she look like. Don't matter what hairstyle she got on. It don't matter what she say, how she talk. When she sings, when she sang, she bringing you in. You gonna feel that every single time. Hold up, it's almost 9:00.
Yeah. That's my son. He need to be picked up from work, but not quite yet. Let me get through the rest of this list. All right, so the 90s R&B, when did hip hop become important to me? I heard a lot of people say Rapper's Delight, and I was around for Rapper's Delight. I remember it, but to me that was gimmicky. To me, I mean, like, I didn't know what gimmicky was. Okay, in '79, I was like, what, 4 or 5? You know what I mean? No, 79. Let's see, 74. Yeah, 79. I was 5. So I remember people playing it. You know what I mean? But it was kind of like, you know, that was a fun thing. You know, people still thought it was gonna be a fad gimmick, whatever.
True.
But when I heard the message for the first time, it was like, oh my God, like,
this is serious.
Yeah,
this
right.
Sounds just like the way you want your song to sound. Yeah. You felt it. It didn't feel like, oh, here go the TV again, or here goes music again. It's got some feeling into it.
I was like, man, that is different. You know what I mean? So with that being said, you know, whenever that first happened, you know what I mean? And I can't remember the name of the rapper who does the in-between verses, because Melly Mel spits the most on that. And I love Melly Mel's verses, but the other guy, I can't think of who it is. Anybody, you know, who knows, they can say. But I liked his verses better. You know, my brother's doing bad. Took my mother's TV. Says she watches too much and just not healthy. You know, just I like that one. And my son said, "Daddy, I don't want to go to school because the teacher's a jerk. You must." I like those verses are the ones that stood out to me. A lot of other people was on Melly Mel, but I was like, you know, so I was kind of, even at a young age, I wasn't nothing more than like 6, 7 years old. But even at that young age, I listened different. You know what I mean?
So it was already built in. It was
right. Yeah,
it was already built in for you.
Yeah, man. It was in here. It was in the ether, man. For real. Another bar. This is my one particular bar, right?
Go ahead.
Whenever people, you know, people talk about, you know, when people get on you about what you like and what you don't like or whatever, and they're like, man, you crazy. Like even the Tupac argument I said, forget the backlash. I don't even fear it. Can't help what my brain cells do when they hear it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So Yeah. In fact, that bar is in the song I'm gonna send you when I was talking about homeboy saying I was old. It's in that. You know what I'm saying?
It all connects.
Yeah. Right. And the last one, as far as a whole verse that I just spit sometime at random, even when I'm by myself.
Come on now.
Or in the shower. All right, there's a song called Uncommon Valor, and R.A. the Rugged Man spits that verse. I don't know if you ever heard that song. It's about the Vietnam War.
I thought it was. Am I thinking
Jedi? It's a Jedi mind trick song.
I know you're talking about. See, I'm getting confused with the names because I thought you said L.A. and I'm thinking of L.A. the Dark Man. My bad.
Yeah.
Totally different person.
Yeah. Right. No. It's a song called Uncommon Valor. Do you have like Spotify or Apple Music or anything?
Just YouTube.
Okay, I'll type that or something, but I'll just send that link too. But the second verse, they talk about the Vietnam War at the time, and one of them is like, in the first verse, Vinny Paz, who's a part of Jedi Mind Trick. See, this is a guest spot by R.A. the Rugged Man.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guest spot on the song, but he steals the song. He just like totally steals the song. But in the first verse, dude is like, I don't want to be here. I seen too much death, too much killing. I want to get out of here. And when they transitioning, R.A. come in and he ain't rapping yet. He said, "What? Huh? What are you? A female part of the body?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I like being here. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? He rap his verse.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And that whole verse is vulgar.
Like he just came in there. He was like,
yeah. Like what? What are you? I like being here. What are you? You know what I mean? Yeah, and he starts off with his name like call me Thorburn, John A. Staff. Like how you say your name and your rank.
Yes.
Backwards.
Yes.
Call me Thorburn, John A. Staff Sergeant, Marksman, skilled in killing, ill and not able and willing. It's that, like, you know what I mean? And the way he ends it, like I spit that verse like all the time or whatever. So.
I think on the verses I have, unfortunately, Lil Wayne's The Mob is probably one of those. I know the whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole entire thing. Unfortunately, I do.
Yeah.
But one that I do know forever is like this J. Cole on Revenge of the Nerd. No, Revenge or something like that. It's like, I'm in the zone this year. It's all fire. Let's check my attire. Your worst fears confirmed. The rain at the top inspired this year. No application. I'm hired this year. This is dedicated to this last month. It's tires a year. He knew about you. He knew about you. Came up on her good. You ain't have a clue about it. I try to tell her, don't trust it just as far as you can smell it. But you live and you learn. On this road to riches is bound to miss a few turns. Don't let the bridges that you cross turn into bridges you burn. Is
it Revenge of the Dreamers?
Yes, Revenge of the Dreamers.
Yeah. I just had to look it up.
Dreamers. There's a couple Outkast songs that I just go right through.
Yeah.
But it's even some Pimp C. There's some Pimp C stuff. I'm just like the cadence. There's
I know
about his cadence that I'm just
like. You know what? He didn't have a bet. Like Bun B by far has a better vocabulary, but you feel Pimp C.
Pimp C. Like I'll just be like, I don't know if I want to say this, but I'm gonna say it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna recite this word anyway.
Yeah, go
ahead.
It's
so smooth, man. It's so like even on the track with golly, with all of them and Outkast.
In that international players anthem.
International players anthem.
Yeah.
What you choosing? Never without a rubber.
Yeah.
Cheese, never,
I mean, when it dropped, even though Andre undeniable on the first of it, you know what I'm saying? That alley that he tossed.
He just talking Sweet Jones.
Yeah. You know what I mean? When that beat, because people, let's be real. People wait for the Pimp C part. I
know I do.
Yeah.
I know I do.
When it dropped,
like you say, Andre 3K is fire. Are you kidding me?
But he
typed the text to this girl I like to see. Told her that it's cute. Man, come on.
Yeah, it was dope. You know what I'm saying?
It was dope.
But he was just dribbling it down the court.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? Time running down. We got about 20 seconds left. You know what I mean? And then it's like
beat too. The beat drop too.
Yeah,
I think that's what's important.
Yeah, the beat drop because the beat ain't
important.
like that. Yeah,
the beat ain't like that.
Yeah, it's very spoken wordish. Andre's part.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Then he come through, and that's just the beat and the way he flows on the beat every single time. Man.
And he sound like your uncle.
He does.
He sound like what your uncle would be telling you. It's right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Top notch, Joe, get the most, not the less. Trash like them for $40 in the club.
Yeah.
Up the game, you gets no love. We be cross country, giving all that she got. 1,000 a profit, put a Bentley off the lot. I smashed up the gray one, bought me a red. Every time they hit the parking lot, they turn heads. I mean, come on, man. He ain't doing no talking junk. He's talking junk.
It reminds me of on Mercy whenever Kanye tossed it up to what's my man name? Used to be Tity Boy. 2 Chainz.
2 Chainz, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Catch up to my campaign. You know, he tossed it up with that because you know the song went different. Whenever Kanye, you know.
Oh yeah, Kanye's beat was different.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it goes to another and then switch.
Yeah, and that neither one is my favorite verse on the song. My favorite verse is Pusha T's verse, actually, to be honest.
Ooh.
But the way he tossed it up to 2 Chainz, a lot of people love that. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about catching it at that right moment, man.
Yeah, man.
At that right moment. It's like when I listen to Spody Odie. I can listen to Spody Odie on repeat as if I didn't hear it just 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Like literally, when I hear that song, that takes me back to like way back when. That's before I even knew that this was a sample. I had no idea. I ain't know stuff like that. But songs like that connect, and you remember those things forever. The words don't even go anywhere. They just sit right there every single time. Oh.
But yo, my son done text me, man. My son done text me. I gotta go to Village Inn and get him, scoop him up.
Look, man, this was all love. I appreciate it, man. And I am looking to do something like this every week.
Yeah,
whether
that'd be fine,
it's music, life, whatever, community, it don't even matter. I'm just looking to make sure I make as many connections so whenever I go into the next life cycle, we do it. That's it. That's it. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing.
You already feel you, even if I met you on the playground. Like, oh yeah. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, I just feel like, you know what I mean? And like, you know what I mean? Another thing too, this was so organic. You know what I mean? There was never a lull, any of that. You know what I mean? And hopefully, like, you know, if the other cats get to check it out or something like that, they'll wish they had been a part of it.
Hey man, I like to get high off the conversation because any type of positive back and forth and being able to reach back in the past to live a moment right now. Yeah. It's important. It's very important. So you don't, you know what I'm saying? So like, I never know what you're going through. You never know what I'm going through. Like this can expand into something else. Like a new thought could happen. A new idea could happen. A new, you know what I mean? A new whatever.
Yeah, because these things spark things that happen when we're going to be gone.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Or coming back around.
I might. That's probably what I'm going to be getting into.
That's fine.
When I get out of here, because that's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah. But hey, man, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem. No problem, man.
You be good, man. Be good.
I'll be good, man.
We'll link later. Yeah. And I'm checking them links as soon as you see them.
All right, cool. I'm gonna send him before I go. He probably mess around, like got a few. He usually texts me a little bit before it's time to go because he washes dishes. So I got time. I'm gonna send him before I walk out the door.
Okay, we'll do, man. Well, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. Peace.
What y'all doing now? Y'all good?